Hello Taurus, it's Blue Moon Oracle and I am here with your new moon in Cancer tarot reading. Wanted to get it out today because today is the dark moon. Now to astronomers, it's the first day of the new moon phase. But for those of us who like to work with the earth, who follow the moon and its energy to guide us in our daily life, the dark moon is when there is literally no light coming from the moon. And given that there's no light to see where to go forward, I don't recommend setting intentions today. I recommend looking inward in the darkness, embracing the shadow, and I feel led by spirit to do this a little different here today. This new moon's in Cancer, excuse me, I have itchy nose. The new moon's in Cancer, and Cancer is all about emotions, family, home, life, love and connections. It rules the chest and the stomach, so I'm thinking a lot of heart chakra and solar plexus. And this lunation is in your third house, and the third house, what's feeling coming strongly for me is the part of it is communications and quick trips. Also your relationships with your siblings, and learning and education. So those are the things that are going to probably be the core of what this reading is around. The number 4 came to me from Spirit as a number for this lunation for you. 4 is the number of stability, of balance, of structure, but it needs to have a solid foundation to be level. Okay, so this lunar cycle is going to be about leveling out. I'm getting like a wobbly table is coming to my mind. So this is going to be about leveling out for Taurus in the areas of communication and what drives communication. Also, so random, but the Rose of Sharon flower, or the rose hibiscus is another way it's known, also came up. So I had to look up what's the meaning of the flower. And it's all about love, healing, and beauty. And so that's what I think all of this is going to be around. Also in the Song of Solomon, it represented a young woman that the person was in love with. So I also feel for some of you, you've been holding back reaching out to a person, and I think this is saying, like, do this. There's got to be some healing that happens first, but that it's time to move after the person that you want, you've been thinking of or desiring for some of you. And then for some, it's going to be about, your own, how you love yourself, how you express beauty in your life, and for healing around romantic relationships and intimate loving relationships. This new moon in Cancer is rational and orderly. It's a good time to look at these emotions and to deal with these emotions. And the message I got from Spirit for the overall collective as a whole was it's time to face the thing you've been avoiding. And you know what? You may not even know what that is. It's under there though. And we can use the cards to figure that out for you, Taurus. And it's about breaking new ground. And so we're talking about an area of your life where you feel stuck or have been stuck or can't seem to go, forward, breaking new ground, pushing through that threshold. And so we're going to use the cards. I'm going to pull Divine Abundance cards to start with. It's a new deck that I got by Tasha Silver. And we're going to get, kind of like overall energy. So I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing. The overall energy for the reading, and the energy for this lunation and this lunar cycle for you. Just quick one words with a little mantra that goes with it sometimes. And then we're going to take a look using the tarot at what is it that you have been avoiding, that needs to be faced. It's time to face whatever this is has you hemmed in, blocked. It's a big source of dissatisfaction. It's a source of the overall dissatisfaction. Some of you, the overall dissatisfaction you're feeling at work, at home, by yourself. And what is this thing, and it's going to be something that's for your highest good. So it's the season to do this, okay? And I feel like communication is going to be a big part of this, with this being in your third house. Probably affirmations, but also communicating some feelings and boundaries and things. That wasn't my crotch, it was my legs. to those around you, and you may have to speak up to some neighbors. There may be some neighbors you need to deal with as well, and also learning new ways of doing things. So some learning and education is in here too. All right, Taurus. So let's go ahead and get a Divine Abundance card, or cards. We'll see for Taurus for this dark moon, new moon reading, and the energy for the next, 28 days, lunar cycle for Taurus, please. All right. I'm just checking to see if there's another one. There's another one. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to go to the tarot for what is it time to face for Taurus's highest good? What is something that has been overlooked, put off, not dealt with, that it's the season to do this in? I don't know what the hell's going on here. This is a huge deck. I can't shuffle it all at one time in my hands. I've shuffled it already, but I just felt like I needed to kind of get this going. Oh, I just saw you here, Font. I just saw you show up in the deck. All right, so what is it that Taurus needs to face? It's been put off long enough. All right, and then going to, son of a gun. Oh yes, what energy and resources can be called on? I'm using the Divine Feminine Oracle cards by Megan Watterson. You can order this on my site, bluemoonoracle.com/healing. Click on the Oracle card and provide you to a link. It does support my site. All right, what energy is here to assist and can be called upon by Taurus? I got the Divine Feminine deck because like that energy is what's going to be worked with here today. All right. Is there anything else? All right. Excuse me. Wow, you got some amazing cards, Taurus. And then finally, I'll be using Daily Crystal Inspirations. Also, my page. There's the link there. I'll be putting them in the comments below eventually. This is going to be advice for how to move forward, what this looks like, and then crystals. The crystal. And if you don't want to buy the crystal, that's okay. Call on the energy of the crystal during your time while you're setting your intentions, okay? And how we put this into play. All right, for Taurus, please. One more. Okay. Take a look at these cards. Taurus, give me just a second, okay? Taking a look at these cards. This is a great new moon to start fresh. So instead of thinking, God, what have I been avoiding that I need to, or I don't want to do this, look at it as a fresh start. This is probably something you have worked on before. This is probably something that you have tried a bunch of times. okay? But you got to start fresh. And I feel like in looking at these cards, I want you to think about that. We're starting fresh, okay? So the key words from the Divine Abundance that we got for Taurus for this lunar cycle is worth. I don't know how to make it where it flips the other way, but you have been worthy to belong to love with the capital L all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. And there is your animal to call on this lunar cycle, tiger. Okay, look up the spiritual meaning of the tiger. And then surrender. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest to stop trying to control the universe. Surrender. So we have surrender and worth this month. We're going to surrender and let go of control. And we're going to learn to know our wealth, that you, even if you never change, even if you don't do another thing, that's in your life's purpose, you are still worthy of love. You are perfect as you are. Spirit's only suggesting, let's do this, because you at some point in your life, Taurus, put out a call to the universe to be healed, to be whole, to have abundance, to find the love of your life, to be a good parent. At some point, you put that out there. And that's what karma is. Now the universe is coming in to say, all right, this is the thing that's been blocking you, how you view yourself, your worth, and your need to control things. And being afraid of the pain that surrender causes. Because it says here, sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you are dying. The ego learns what's hardest to stop trying to control the whole universe. Now, I want to say this really quick. In my realm, so to speak, spiritual realm, there's a lot of talk about raising your vibration. Okay, and I think that's great. And as we heal, our vibration changes and improves. But then there's this thing about, oh my God, don't let your vibration go low. Like meaning getting angry or getting sad. I mean, we are human beings having a spiritual experience in a very human body. And part of the healing process is to have those feelings, to explore those feelings. And this is talking about kind of detaching, but not dissociating. Okay, we're stepping back and why am I feeling this way? Where does this feeling come from? Why am I trying to shove this feeling back down? You're not going to lower your vibration by doing this. Okay, this is healing. This is healing, and we cannot be afraid of feelings that make others uncomfortable or ourselves uncomfortable. There are no good feelings and bad feelings. They're just fucking feelings. If you hate your neighbor. It's just a fucking feeling. Acknowledge it, feel it, be a part of that hatred, deal with it. You know what I mean? And process it. Don't be ashamed of your feelings. Don't be ashamed that you might want vengeance. The very first goddess, when I called out, dedicated myself to this path, that showed up for me was Nemesis, the goddess of vengeance. And I had to learn to accept and love the part of me that I tried to be good all the time. I try to be good. I want to be a good girl. I want to be good. No, I had some real hatred. And I wanted some vengeance on some people. And I sat there for a while kind of enjoying it and not feeling ashamed of having these feelings. I am not my feelings, but they are a part of me, and they show me things inside of me about me. And so the first aspect of shadow that came to me was a part that wasn't allowed to hate. And I brought that part into me, and we became buddies. And it released stuff. My point is know your worth, even if you don't do any of this work, or you haven't been doing this work, or you have been avoiding something, which the whole collective is clearly doing that, because that was a message for the whole collective. It has nothing to do with your worth as who you are as a person, okay? And so for some details on what it is that we've been avoiding, that it is time to face, we got a couple of cards. We've got the Two of Cups, Ace of Swords in reverse, the Two of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. I'm going to read this together for a second. So there's a relationship. It's a soulmate. Okay. It's a soulmate type relationship. Okay. And it doesn't have to be somebody you love. It could be like a friend. It could be a potential love. It could be someone that you maybe met in the past. It could also be, you know, a business partner. And there's no communication going on there, but it's because you're confused about what to do, okay? And this is something you've put off, whether it was going into business in person, dating somebody, this is about relationships, okay? This whole thing is about partnerships and relationships. That's your worth and surrender as it comes to relationships, partnerships, cooperation, love, the sacral chakra, okay? And communication. Communication. You have not said what needs to be said, what you really want to say. There's somebody that you need to reconcile with, and you have to make that first move. Some of you have to make that first move. They want reconciliation too. I don't care if it was 2 years ago, or if you only dated for a week, or 6 years. They are thinking about you right now. There is don't ask me all the exact terms, but I know something's going on with this new moon and Neptune, which is the planet of soulmates and dreams. Okay, so this is the right energy to reach out to this person when it comes to love. Okay, I'm also getting business partner here, and you've kind of been so focused on trying to find balance in the earthly realm here, with Pentacles ruling Maslow hierarchy of needs, the bottom. Wrong, okay? Wealth, health, finances, work, you know, taking care of the home, and that part fits into this new moon in Cancer. There's balance that is needed there, order and structure, and you need to slow down for some of you. You need to slow down and take the time to figure out priorities when it comes to those things. Okay, and money is not the number one priority, Taurus. Finding balance between working and playing. Some of you play a little too much with relationships and communication. I mean, your communication cards, swords, are both in reverse. I mean, this one is about reconciliation. Something that you had a fight with, not knowing what to say, not having any clarity. You know, hands are about how we handle things. And this is the sword. The sword is air. Air rules our thoughts, you know, logic, intuition. This is about cutting through bullshit. And also the heart chakra. How we think, perceive, and view things affects how we give and receive love, compassion, empathy. You're blocked here. I mean, you're completely blocked. And I think this is because you're not making the time to connect, not only with your logical side, my logical Taurus, but with your intuition, with your heart. And it's time to do that. It's time to stop putting all of your eggs, all of your focus into success financially and with work. Okay? We're talking about relationships. And what's at the bottom of that is your worth and your ability to let go and surrender. Okay? There's a partnership that's needed for money, for work, and you're doing business there, but there needs to be an investment in some emotional connection. When you're a partner with somebody, no matter what that is, business or what, you have to talk to each other, and you have to be vulnerable. So what I'm getting here too is sacral chakra and heart chakra are the two chakras that Taurus is focusing on this month. Your root chakra is good. You're grounded. You're practical. Okay? You're good at the logical shit. You're good at the getting shit done shit. Okay? But when it comes to love and intuition, intimacy, vulnerability, there's blocks there. There's blocks there. And you have worth regardless of the blocks. The blocks are likely not your fault. Something learned early in childhood. Okay? So we're going to learn to balance those root chakra things with healing the sacral chakra and the heart chakra, and how do emotions fit into this, okay? And hey, look, it can feel like you're dying when we surrender. It can. But we're going to stop trying to control the heart and the sacral chakra. And so what energy is needed? Did I get 2 cards? No, I got 3. What energy is needed to be called upon? And again, I'm using the Divine Feminine Oracle deck from Megan Watterson. My only feedback would be, maybe in a future print, you can include how to pronounce the names correctly so that I can respectfully reference these divine women, feminine, it's not just women, aspects, and respect the cultures they come from. Thank you. Okay, so if I say it wrong, forgive me. I'm trying to learn them all. There's a lot of cards in this deck. All right, so the 3 cards that you got, the first one that came up, Taurus, was Brigid. And she's a Celtic goddess and a goddess of summer and the sun. So she's the goddess of the eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. I just feel like you focus so much on creating stability in your life that things are kind of dark where the flame should be here. So call on Brigid to ignite that solar plexus, to ignite your heart chakra, to ignite and awaken your sacral chakra for healing. Bring light into your life. So we got Brigid, or any other sun deity. Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth. She's a Sumerian goddess. I have nothing to hide. I see all and accept all that I am. I mean, that totally goes with that surrender card and that worth card that came up. Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. Remember, the message for this lunation from Spirit is, what have we been ignoring? What are we not looking at? What needs to be addressed? You see all. And you accept all that you are. What you label good and bad. But out here in the spirit realm, it just is. Okay? But it causes you pain. And it causes you to cause other people pain. And you are, blocked off from that deep level of intimacy and vulnerability, some of you. Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. Part of that is not feeling like you ever have enough time, enough energy, enough resources, enough money, enough love. I'm gonna call on Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. We're looking inward in this dark moon. Okay, Taurus? And then for moving forward through the rest of the lunar cycle, the crystals and affirmations, mantras to help you, advice, so to speak. Support is all around you. Angelite. Your angels are with you. And you may not be a person who's ever worked with angels. That's fine. Just call on them. Look up an angel. I don't know. Look it up by what they do. But support is around you. They're around you, but they're not going to interfere. You have to, make that time to get quiet and to open up to them. Okay? Oh, God. Lepidolite. Recall your dreams. What were your dreams when you were a little kid, Taurus? What did you want to be when you grew up? How did you envision your life before, I don't know, at some point you may have had some dreams about what it is you wanted. So for some of you, it's revisiting what those dreams were, and it's not too late to work towards them. And for some of you is literally pay attention to your dreams and write them down in the morning because they have meaning. Look up, what does this mean in a dream? Okay? And if you struggle with remembering your dreams, you can always set the intention before you go to bed. I will remember my dreams. I will remember my dreams. I will remember my dreams. The important thing with affirmations is saying them 3 times out loud, if you can, in your head, if you are not able to in that moment, okay? Then the final card you got for advice is Start Fresh, Chrysocolla. We're starting fresh. We are going to be dealing with some, if you're doing this work, hey, look, it's just going to come up anyway. It's going to come up. At some point you ask for help and now it's here. But we're dealing with these blues make me think of the thymus chakra. So we're dealing with some shit that's painful to face. And it's going to require a level of vulnerability that makes you feel unsteady and unstable. And I'm thinking Knight of Pentacles, that's you, the slow, steady energy, that's solid footing on the ground. This may make you feel unsteady, but that's okay. That's okay. Remember, the number 4 is your number for this lunar cycle. Steady, firm foundations. We're leveling things out. Nothing's going to fall apart. when you face this. It's only going to help strengthen the foundation for the life that you're trying to build. And it's also going to help you open up your eyes to maybe things that you hadn't even considered a possibility for yourself. Okay? All right, Taurus. Surrender, remember your worth, communication and partnerships, love, work, reconciliation for some of you. Someone that's just come back to your mind. They want to reconcile, but it's going to be up to you to make that communication. You have to detach from ego, as that one card talked about, and you're going to have to reach out. And then think about, how do you handle your thoughts? How do you handle your thoughts about things, your attitudes? How do you handle, I don't know, seeing through your own bullshit? The card's about handling things, and the divine is coming in to handle it, to help you. Ask for it. Your higher self. Ask for it. And then the energy to call on would be Bridget. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. Solar plexus. Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. We're looking inward, okay? You've got everything you need going on the outside just fine. And then Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. And this is about breaking new ground, Taurus. Breaking new ground. No more longing, okay? No more longing. You're going to take the action with the help of angels, ancestors, spirit guides, beings, deities, and you're going to break new ground. I know it. If you don't believe it, just say, hey, Deborah said it. That comes from spirit, okay? If you want help with setting intentions for the lunar cycle, or if you would like to some help figuring out what it is you have been avoiding because it still hasn't resonated with you, because this shit can be very deep, go to my page, bluemoonOracle.com/tarot, and let's book a session to find out. Or you can go to bluemoonOracle.com/healing and look into some energy healing to remove some blockages. I do this remotely and it works. It's fantastic. It's amazing. I do it on myself every day. I really couldn't have made the progress that I've had without subtle energy work, in addition to everything else that I'm doing. And your 3 crystals, angelite. Support is all around you. Lepidolite, recall your dreams. And chrysocolla, start fresh. If I'm saying them wrong, let me know. I'm sure you will. Namaste, Taurus. The spirit in me recognizes, loves, appreciates, and adores the spirit in you. We are all connected. We're energy. So as you work to free yourself, you help to free me. As you work on building your self-worth and you learn to surrender, you help me do the same. And then for those who come behind us, you make it that much easier as you break new ground in your healing and shadow work journey. You open up portals of healing that didn't exist before for others to come in and have a less painful process, and for it to be easier for them, because we trigger this in each other, okay? So I love you and I mean it. We're connected and I'm grateful for you. Thank you for letting me be part of your journey.